Hey YouTube, what's going on? I'm back with another video. I got a few requests on the channel there, so I appreciate the feedback and hopefully I can answer your questions. I also got a couple questions via inbox and a couple text messages from some closer friends of mine. But basically everyone wants to know more about the diet, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. And I'm also going to give you a couple other tips and tricks and products to to try based on my experience. If I had good or bad experiences with them, I'll let you know. So to answer two of the first questions that were on the channel that kind of stick out, somebody asked about being gluten-free and if that's good, and also about being really hungry on the diet. Gluten-free is good. So if you do the diet, you're going to be gluten-free anyways. It actually takes it one step further because even on a gluten-free diet, you can eat a lot of dairy. You can eat, there's a lot of stuff you can eat on a gluten-free diet that I wouldn't recommend. Mostly stuff that has sugar. So be gluten-free, but still get rid of the other stuff like dairy and things like that. And if I didn't mention it in my other video, Google Candida diet, C-A-N-D-I-D-A, Candida diet, and that'll give you a very strict guideline of what to follow and what I followed. But like I said in the last video, always be conscious of what's going on with your body, because your experience will be slightly different than everybody else's, and you just need to pay attention to what triggers stuff for you. So I'm going to start off with a diet, and people wanted some recommendations on what to cook. So I ate a lot of eggs on this diet. They're cheap, they have everything you need, and they're simple. I mean, you can cook eggs really fast. Hard-boiled, scrambled, doesn't matter. Eat them however way you want. So I would do a lot of variations of that. I would add vegetables like broccoli and onions, peppers. Sometimes people say peppers can be a trigger for them. They weren't for me, thank God, I guess. So I ate a lot of what I call hurricane eggs, a little onion, broccoli, peppers. I'd mix it up. I would often saute them in coconut oil. Gives a nice little flavor. So I ate a lot of eggs, any way, shape, or form that has positive vegetables that you can eat, which you can pretty much eat any fresh vegetables. I'll go over a couple later that you might want to stay away from, but for the most part, fresh vegetables all around are good. I ate a lot of grilled chicken, so I would grill chicken breast. When I did meal prep, I would do meal prep at the beginning of the week on a Monday, and I would do for meal prep for 3 days for work, for lunch. So I would just grill chicken. You can use literally anything in your spice rack, like paprika, cumin, ginger, literally everything that comes in a dry spice rack. You can use all that stuff. Oregano, parsley, all that's good stuff. Garlic's awesome. Always eat a lot of garlic. So I do a lot of grilled chicken like that, just mix up the spices, and I'd have them with a vegetable, either frozen or one that I grilled up that day. I'd eat a lot of avocado. I love avocado, so I would just bring an avocado and a chicken, like a nice big chicken breast for lunch. That would be my lunch. You can do 2 chicken breasts if you're that hungry, absolutely, or 2 avocados, whatever you want to do. I did a lot of asparagus and broccoli. Cauliflower. I did a lot of cauliflower. That's another simple one like broccoli. Just wash it off. I eat it raw oftentimes. If you don't like it raw, just saute it, coconut oil, a little bit of sea salt, maybe some cayenne pepper if you like it spicy. You can do things like that. And I'm not going to give you a huge variation here because I didn't vary my diet too much. I literally just rotated spices with different meats. And I'm not a great chef, so I just would throw shit together. Most of the time it came out alright, but sometimes I would have a couple combinations where I'm like, I'm not gonna make that one again. So baked fish, I did a lot of cod and oh my god, I'm having a mind blank. Any white fish, just bake it, garlic, butter, lemon. That was pretty much how I did it. A little bit of sea salt. Use sea salt too, don't use regular salt. Lamb, you can do lamb and beef. So I did lamb chops once in a while with I love like rosemary, and I forget what else, garlic maybe. Did lamb a couple times. I did hamburgers a lot, so I would buy just in bulk like 85% lean. You know, you can do 80% lean or 90% lean meat, but I would buy ground beef, 85% lean, and I would hand roll my own, my own burgers, and then I would freeze them. I would like wrap them individually in saran wrap. Sounds like a pain in the ass. It really didn't take that long, so I don't know, depending on how much time you have. Once it's done, you don't have to do it for like, another month. You can do it once a month and have, 20, 30 burgers lined up to go. And then when I pulled them out of the freezer to thaw them, then I would season them a different way. I didn't get too crazy with the beef. Eventually I started using the Montreal seasoning, which there's a couple things in there that at first I wouldn't recommend. So at first I just did literally salt and pepper, sometimes rosemary. I would try weird things like that, the rosemary was good in it actually. So that was basically what I ate for 12 weeks. I wish I had some more ideas for you. I don't, because that's literally what I ate. But sometimes I would eat eggs for breakfast and dinner because they were so simple and I didn't feel like, grilling up food again at night. Because sometimes I'd go to the gym after work and I'd get home late and I just wouldn't have, 45 minutes to an hour to spend preparing dinner. So I'd eat eggs. They take literally 5 minutes. So that's mostly what I ate. If you have any more specific questions, let me know. I hope that helps you though. But like I said before, it's very repetitive and it's kind of annoying. But it's literally what you have to do for a little while. But it gets better, don't worry. You can start adding shit back in eventually. So now I want to do tell you a little bit, couple products and tips to help you as well. So one thing I'm going to say is to pay attention when and how often and what they look like when you're having bowel movements. It's gross to talk about, but it's important. If you're constipated for a couple days, or you're having diarrhea for a couple days, something's going on in here. So I did a lot of things. I tried a lot of stuff throughout this process, but I'm going to give you a couple things right now that will help you. If you want to try them, I would recommend giving them a shot. One type of cleanse I did was I would take cayenne pepper, just basic cayenne pepper, put it in like 4 to 6 ounces of warm water, lukewarm water. Don't make it scalding hot, but you don't want it to be cold, you want it to be warm. And take I think it's a quarter of a teaspoon, so it's not a ton, but you should basically just coat the top, nice light dusting on the top of the water, and squeeze about half of a lemon into the water and drink it. It kind of sucks. It makes your stomach feel like shit for like 10 minutes and you get really hot because of the cayenne pepper. It's a little bit rough on your throat and your stomach, but it's good, and it'll induce a bowel movement within probably 2 hours at the most. Turmeric's a good cooking spice that I used a lot that they say is very helpful. I liked it. It's kind of weird. Now these two products are supposed to help your gut. These two I would recommend maybe giving a shot if you've tried a bunch of other stuff and you just want something else to supplement it, but I'm not sure how much I felt these worked. But the reason I tried them is because I had heard, or read other places that people had good experience with them. One is neem leaf. So the neem leaf, N-E-E-M, it's comes from like India. It's supposed to be a very, very good healing herb that they use a lot in India. And grapeseed extract. Simple. I order most of my vitamins from this place called SwansonVitamins.com. They have good prices and the shipping's pretty quick usually. Doesn't matter where you get them, obviously. But this is another one that I'm currently doing because I read good things about all of these, which was elderberry, golden seal, and I don't even know how to say this last one, echinacea. So I'm giving this one a shot right now. I'm only probably a quarter of the way done. I'll let you know if I feel like it helped a lot afterwards. So those are ones that you might want to try just because I've heard good things about them. But like I said, I didn't feel like they did a huge, a ton for me personally. I talked about the vitamin C in the last video. Definitely pick up some vitamin C. It's good for your immune system. This one I love actually, and I think that this actually helps with not only my skin a little bit, but also my heartburn. I used to have really bad heartburn, and ever since I took this diet, I'm sure a lot of it has to do with the fact that the diet, but even now when I try to eat like things like pasta sauce and stuff, I haven't, knock on wood somewhere, I haven't experienced any heartburn in probably 4 or 5 months now. And the reason I say that is olive leaf extract. So not only do they say it's an antifungal and it kills candida, they say, but it also it helps your stomach produce bile, which helps break everything down a lot easier. So I've been taking this pretty much non-stop. I stopped it for like a month after the first one, and I didn't feel as good when I wasn't taking it, so I took this one back on. I really like this one a lot, so I'd recommend this one. And also, so it's olive leaf extract, and then also oil of oregano. I don't have the bottle anymore, but I thought that one was kind of helpful too. So if you want to give those a shot, I would recommend that. These two right here, this one I cook with, and I would recommend it. A, it tastes awesome. B, it's supposed to be an antifungal naturally. C, it has no cholesterol in it. Coconut oil. This is the one that I use. I bought it from Vitamin Shop, local Vitamin Shop. The prices were pretty much the same as online. And it's awesome. I use it all the time. And cook with olive oil too. Olive oil is good for you. And this one you can eat. I also put it in my head, on my scalp. I use it to clean my hair a couple times because I read good things about that. And I did feel it helped a little bit when I did that. Just don't do it too often, maybe twice a week. But it's organic apple cider vinegar. If you've done research, you've obviously read good things about this stuff, I'm assuming, because it's people claim good stuff about it everywhere. But get the one that says with the mother, which is you want it unpasteurized, so you don't want them to heat treat it and get rid of the bacteria. You want it to be natural. So that one, sometimes I would drink it in the morning. It tastes like shit, I won't lie. Not a huge fan of drinking that one, because I think the way you do it is like 8 ounces of water, and I think it's a tablespoon, if I remember correctly. Haven't done it in a while. Tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and you just drink it. You don't have to chug it, but it doesn't taste great. So I would give that a shot. And then this one is just a cover-up, but it definitely helps. So like when I had it really bad in my my T area on my face, I had it on my chin up here, I would put this on it, castor oil. This bottle probably, I think it was like $1.50, and I haven't even gone through, I still have half the bottle. I've been using it for like 5 months. Castor oil, if you don't know anything about it, is from the castor bean. It's actually supposed to be used as a laxative, but there's this guy on YouTube, I forget his name, and I'll try and look it up again and I'll post it in the comment section, but he recommended castor oil. He was like some doctor from India, and he recommended castor oil. And it definitely helps. So I tried a lot of lotions that like after like an hour or two you would just see all of the flakiness back in my face. This takes that away. It doesn't cure it, obviously, like it ends up going away from the diet, but if you want a cover up for the day or while you're doing the diet so that you don't see it, that's a good one. And you just put a little bit right there. Let's see. Oh, so hopefully that's helpful. Let me know if you have any more questions on that stuff. But now I want to give you a couple more triggers. I talked about a couple triggers last time, but naturally, the more I thought about it, I thought of other triggers that that I noticed a lot. When I was doing this, the nightshade, anything in the nightshade category of vegetables and fruits. So tomatoes, peppers weren't for me, but they say peppers. So tomatoes, peppers, plums, eggplant, cherries, and then for me, wine, milk, and cream were three big ones. But tomatoes, plums, and cherries, I all noticed. And the plum, actually, the plum I did on purpose. I literally was like, I heard that was a thing, and I had just started eating fruit again in my diet at one point, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try eating a plum. I want to see, if that happens. Literally, probably like an hour and a half after eating the plum, my face right here was really red, and it had been good for the last couple days before that, and I got really red in there, and then I could feel it on my scalp, like I talked about with the Chobani yogurt before. So there was some, for me, there was some definite no-nos on the plums. I didn't try eggplant. I did try cherries. It wasn't as bad as the plum, but it was definitely noticeable. And tomatoes took me a while to notice, but once I noticed, it was pretty obvious. I think the first realization, I kind of had a feeling, but then I was playing in a golf tournament, and it was 9 in the morning, and I hadn't eaten anything yet, and we had a Bloody Mary. All the tomato and the Bloody Mary. It was instant, and it was wicked bad that day, and I was like, this has to be the reason. So